Welcome to Game Brain. Make sure to give your brain a power up because we're getting straight into Doom. I have one special guest here. You may introduce yourself.
Hi guys, it's me, Sadie again.
Okay, so, do you know anything about Doom?
I just watched one of the trailers for one of the games, I think. But it's very interesting.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, Doom was an FPS game. In fact, it was one of the first FPS games, which pretty much inspired the entire genre. Before it came Wolfenstein. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of it, but it's the original game. Now, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of Doom. So, if you didn't know, Doom is one of the longest lasting franchises over many series of games, such as, well, Doom, then Doom 2, Doom 3, then Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and finally Doom The Dark Ages, which came out just recently. It's pretty cool. Now, on to the pros and cons. I think one of the best pros of the game is the graphics. It's really innovative. There's lots of details and just overall realistic gameplay. And yeah, I mean, you can like run across not really hills, because in Doom there's not really hills. If you didn't know, Doom actually takes place in Hell, which is pretty cool. So in Doom, the whole premise is you miss your bunny. Somebody eliminated your bunny, and you want to get revenge. And basically, you go through this business building, and there's multiple levels in which you have to do either puzzles, parkour, and overall pretty cool stuff. Then it was a semi 2D and 3D game. If it's pretty complicated. But then, cut to, let's say, 2016. This is when it gets really interesting. They had a lot more lore. There's so much more details. There's a robot called Hayden who wanted to help him retrieve his bunny by, reviving it with the power of some spells. And he betrays him. Wow.
Deep.
Yeah.
But before we keep on going, I kind of actually have a bunny, and this is making me sad.
Oh.
It died last year.
Oh, that's sad. Wah. And overall, one of Doom's main pros is that it has a lot of world building and enticing gameplay. There's many things you can do, and the gameplay loop's also pretty nice. So, then we cut to Doom Eternal, which is probably one of the most famous Doom games, because, you've probably heard of its iconic song. Dun 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 dun. It's pretty, interesting. Yeah. Now, we're gonna talk about the cons. First of all, Doom, it's really hard, pretty much. So it's not really the easiest for people trying to pick it up. For example, Doom Eternal, you literally have to fight like one of the hardest boss fights in the entirety of game history. And it was really difficult until, other games made harder boss fights. But it was really, really hard. So some people couldn't really get the genre in. They couldn't really, enjoy the game because of skill issue. Do you have any comments on that?
Just saying. Oh my god. Were they fighting demons or no?
Yeah, they're finding some hellspawn, and it's pretty interesting. Honestly, how do you go from saving your buddy from an evil corporation to being summoned to hell?
Oh my god.
Like, why do you want your bunny that badly?
I guess so.
Okay. Now, there's also another pretty huge con. There's some plot holes. For example, apparently the Doom guy, he apparently, in his new form, the Doomslayer, he could literally just destroy anything with one punch, but he just doesn't for some reason, which doesn't make sense when you're trying to, save your bunny. But yeah, do you have any comments on that?
Well, yeah. No, I don't.
It doesn't really. It just doesn't make sense.
I was like, what is he talking about? Wait, what?
Yeah, it is a very complicated thing. So yeah, Doom. It has some plot holes and some balancing issues. For example, why don't they just at the first game summon God, the god of hell, instead of just giving him easy little hell spawn first? It doesn't make sense. He could just get so many. They allow him to get so powerful, and what's the point? Why don't you just send out your big guns?
Oh no! Wait, why'd you just say that? They're in hell, bro.
I mean, yeah.
So they just you just want them to defeat. You want the demons to defeat.
I guess that's not.
Savers?
I guess that's not a good thing. It's for them to win. But off to that, we're gonna go on to how it was able to survive as a series for so long. So, if you didn't know, actually I already told you, there was many sequels that span from the early 90s to today, which, yeah, that's pretty long. That was 30 years.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's younger than my mom. My mom's 45.
And that's older than both of us combined.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 11.
Cool.
Okay. Anyway. And it was just a revolutionizing genre. I can't really, if you didn't know, in the 90s, the type of games there was, I mean, very, very little. There wasn't that many games in general, and they were all usually 2D. Meaning that, for example, Sonic?
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, but...
Yep, I do.
So, the first Sonic series, or the first game in Sonic in the 90s, was just a 2D thing. It was just all 2D. You could just run a little bit, and you would fight Eggman, but overall, compared to nowadays games with with amazing graphics from Sega, it wasn't really, that good. And
wait. Sorry.
Also, it really just put a finger. It was just a really fun game in general. The new FPS genre, it got some popularity, and it was mainly Doom that was catching all the eyes, because Doom was, the best of them all. It had somewhat good graphics for the time. It had enticing gameplay, some replayability, and some great gameplay. Now, let's go on off. Okay, what's your question?
So basically, it's not really a question, but also Mario started out as 2D, and with a little bit of bad graphics. But now, just going off to Sega, we're going on to Nintendo for me. They made it like really realistic. Now it's like really good.
I mean, less realistic. I wouldn't say that it's that realistic.
They made it like really good quality and like really good.
Yeah, it has a good style. Style really matters. Doom's style was realism because, you know, it's an FPS game. It's trying to simulate life, but you're really strong and you can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And because of that, they lasted for a really long time, and they really had a story to tell. With all of the world building across all of the games, it was really, really interesting, and you can like feel what the Doom guy was feeling. My buddy, no.
Ribbit.
No, what?
Meow.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just making weird animal noises.
Okay. Now, let's move on to how it revolutionized gaming, or more so the FPS genre. Well, first, it pretty much was one of the first FPS games, which is one way to start it. Then it really introduced the whole type of, you know, world building, because like FPS games at the time, except for Wolfenstein, it was just you have gun and you shoot, and wow,
You
it was
defeat.
not that good.
You have gun. You shoot. You defeat. You win. Yes.
And it really just took many aspects. I think it was one of the first games to introduce hazards, where basically the
Hazard
world can hurt
warning.
you too. So, womp womp. No. Also, it's just really, really fast paced. Unlike other games where you kind of just do it eventually, like step by step by step. You are
Wow.
just like moving through, no space for thinking. You're just doing it. And it kind of makes you forget that you're in, you know, your own world. It kind of immerses you in the gameplay. Because all you know is, you know, Doom. Ah! Yikes. And and now we're gonna move on what Bethesda did right and wrong to make such a great game. Also, Bethesda is the studio that made the game.
Pasta.
What are you saying?
Fasta.
Bethesda.
Pasta.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna think.
Anyway, so, I mean, one of the main features that really made Doom how it is that you have a full arsenal of weapons. So instead of just having like small pew pew, defeat guy, win. You have like all sorts of things. You have the super shotgun. You have the BFG, which kind of shoots like weird like energy orbs. I don't know what it is.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of things you can do. There's really, really big ones and really, really small ones. And overall, it makes you have to think of how you can use this arsenal to defeat the monsters or the threats you approach. And then they also did some wrong things. First of all, the difficulty, as I stated before, it's a wall for some players. They can't get the lore, and it's just really, really complicated. And it happens over a short period of time. Also, he somehow killed God. I don't know how.
Oh.
Like how?
Wait, which god?
The
like
the
up
God
there,
of the
there?
game. Not the up there God.
the down there god.
And also, by the way, since God has to be all powerful in the series, God was just the Doomslayer in mech armor. That's wow. Anyway, do you have any thoughts on that?
No. I did all my thoughts about which god is it? Up there, or down there.
Oh, down there.
Satan.
And yeah, overall, Bethesda did a great job on making such a world-building series with all sorts of delightful treats for us gamers. And yeah, well, that's the end. Game off, brain back on. We will see you along our next pod or episode. Bye.